Welcome to the hiredgun podcast with your host, the hiredgun. First, like, subscribe, share. How y'all doing, y'all? So let's get into it, y'all. So Saturday was standing delivered, and well, you know what? Nah, Saturday was standing. Uh, Saturday was standing delivered, y'all. And you know what? It was a good show. It was. I enjoyed the show from top to bottom. It wasn't maybe the pre-show match. Yeah, maybe that match, which was it was this it was just birthright versus some I can't name everybody who was on that team. So, but it was just birthright. Birthright lost, which you know I really feel like when David Finn didn't uh, come to NXT and take control of that group, that now Shawn Michaels don't know what to do with that group, man. Because Alexis is the leader of the group, man, and they haven't built him up strong enough to mean something, because he wasn't supposed to be the leader, But we'll see, we'll see. I mean, they lost, but we'll see. Um, I think so. I mean, I think the right call for people being champs, who became new champs, were the right calls. Lola Vice being the new women's X Division World Champion was the right call, because Gray's not. She's not. She's the future. Don't get me wrong. She's the future, and she has wrestling skills, and she's the shit. Alright, or when it comes to what she can do in that ring, and she has the it factor. Alright, so don't get me wrong, but she just got the NXT. Now, point granted, she's been she's been in NXT more than she's been anywhere else right now. Like she gave up the what's that shit called? She gave up the Evolution or whatever that other company's called. She gave up that belt to move up to NXT full time, But she was already in NXT. Like she even had a title match while she was still champion, you know. So like she's good, but it is just give it time. All right, Lola Vice winning was the right call, because they was always saying Lola Vice hasn't won an NXT championship, even though she holds a Triple A championship chip right now, you know. But they were saying that, and Lola Vice just signed a new contract, all right, and she was one of the three that was getting mentioned to get called up, all right, and then they didn't. The other two was uh, Blade Monroe and uh, Jesse J. Now, I was asked by Ryan the other day, why is JCJ getting called up in that little advice? Because it's time. Like it's time for JCJ to get called up. She's been there for a minute. Now she's another one that at first I wasn't too uh at first I wasn't. She wasn't my cup of tea when it comes to wrestling. All right, but she's another one that stayed there and worked her ass off, and uh, every knowledge she got, she soaked it in. She soaked it in. All right, and yeah, she had to get to this group, to this group, to this group, to finally have her own group, and to make it work. And she did. Like, she made it work. Alright? And I know there's a lot of haters who don't like her. Alright? And don't like how she looked. I'm not one of these haters. Because like I said, I wasn't a fan of her aiming to work. Alright? At one point. I am now, but I was always a fan. I was always a fan. Alright? And to each his own who don't like how she looked. To each his own. Alright? I don't gotta like what y'all like, but you gotta in your dance you don't have to like what I like. But yeah, I'm a fan. In ring and out, I'm a fan. You know. And I didn't know she was trained by Jay Lethal. I didn't know that. Alright? I also didn't know she she's from Jersey. Alright? Which makes sense. Oh, why she got trained by Jay Lethal? Because the other female Jay Lethal trained was AJ Lee. Right? Because she's from Jersey. Right? Yeah. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that until yesterday. But, you know, and she's another one that going to NXT. I mean not NXT. Staying in NXT longer and going to TNA helped her. Helped her. And I think she's gonna do well on the main roster now. She should go to Raw. She shouldn't go to SmackDown. She should go to Raw. She should go to Raw now. I don't think. I don't think both of her tag team partners are gonna go with her. And if they do, that's cool too. I don't think Reed's ready. And I think Reed can do more stuff on her own. You know, before she gets called up. Now, the other one, she can go to the main roster too because they're not gonna put another belt on her. So but we'll see. We'll see now. Now, the next person I'm gonna talk about is Tony D. Now, I didn't know he was part of that group with Jason Waller, Solo, Trick Williams, Carmella Hayes, Braun Breaker. I didn't know he was part of that group. I also didn't know before they separated Braun Breaker and made him who he was tagging with Tony D, and they were supposed to be a tag team partner, like a tag team, and then they switched it up, and Tony D had to find him another character development, and that's how we got the Don. But I said this weeks ago. He's the next NXT champ. I didn't know this one pulled the trigger that fast, but they pulled the trigger, right? And it made sense. Like it made sense for him to be champ because you're rebuilding NXT, right? With a new era, he should be champ because anybody in that match was already champ. Joe was the current champ. Ethan Page was champ already. Alright? And so was Ricky Saint. They all been the NXT champion. Yeah, and they all are from another product. Alright? Ethan Page and Ricky Saint are from AEW. Or if you want to say Ethan Page is from TNA slash AEW, okay. If you want to say that Ricky Saints is from NWA slash AEW, alright, okay. But they both are from different companies. Alright, they're not homebred. Alright, and Tony Diaz and Joe Hendricks from the TNA. We know this. Alright, Tony D is a homebred. Like he said it in his last promo, So like it was the right call, and he deserves to be champ. Now he's the first triple crown winner. You ain't gonna get a lot more of those, right? Because the Heritage Cup, the Heritage Cup doesn't exist anymore. All right, Tony D throw that shit into the river, so it doesn't exist anymore. So like like you not unless you become speed champ, tag team champ, um, North American champ, and world champ, you can't do it now. Mello and 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 Trip Williams can do it because they can just win the tag team belts and then they're a different kind of a Grand Slam champion. But Tony D's the first. He's the first. You know. But it's good. It's good for him now. You know, like he need new contenders. Now, speaking of that, Mason Tanner's contract is up in the summer. So you know, I'm always saying where he not gonna go, right? Because sometimes like you just know they're not gonna go back to somewhere they already been, and you know, and they take shots at him. Now the only person, I mean, there are some people who do go back to the other company, like Cody. He went back to WWE, like he did, like he went back to WWE and you know he loved WWE and he cut shots at WWE, but he went back. So did CM Punk. So I'm not saying it can't happen, but Mike Santana's not going back to AEW. All right, like he said, he left him for dead. All right, all right, like he's not going back to AEW. All right, Mike Santana's on WWE. Ain't no way around that. Like he was just on. Like the E don't put people on like on their product that they don't see something in them, or maybe they're a jump ship, not even jump ship, like because like TNA and WWE play well together, all right. But the E don't put anybody from TNA just to put them on there. Alright, like Joe Hendry, Jordan Grace, um, um, what's his name? Jordan Grace, oh, fuck, what's his name? What's his damn name? Uh, Mac Cardona, alright, because he's back and he was with TNA. Leon Slater, okay, which you know, like well, even with Leon, they had him on for months. All right, now his contract's coming up pretty soon. Now, I'm never gonna say he ain't going to AEW because he could go to AEW because he has no beef with AEW, like he don't. But you know, he could just go to the E too, all right, because he's already been there. All right, and he seen and they showed him that hey, this should be you. All right, this should be you real soon, dog. You know, they were showing their interest in him. You know, and like I said, TNA does not sign people long term contracts. This is not a thing with them. All right, they sign up for short term contracts. Okay, 6 months, 2 months, 3 months, a year. All right, and then they try to sign them again. NWA has a new home. I forgot what program it is, but they do have a new home coming up, which is cool for them. I'm not gonna hate on them, like I'm not. Uh, but you know, good for them. Leon Slater has hold the belt so long now. Now, some of this is with a grain of salt here. All right, because even though he holds the second longest reign as the TNA as division champion, some of this is horseshit because some of his reign he didn't wrestle. All right, it's just like the whole Roman Reigns shit. Like not as bad, but it's the same shit. It's definitely the same shit when it comes to him. All right, for two of these months he didn't wrestle. All right, we can call it what's this shit called? Travel issues, visa issues, it, whatever. They still counting them days as him being champ. All right, so and when I look this up, the people he passing, they all in range for him to pass. Alright? And like he's not gonna have to hold the belt that much longer to beat Austin Aries. But I wish I would have saved the information. But like he passed, so he passed Troy Miguel, who was like two something, 200 or something. Right? Then um he passed Troy Miguel, and then he passed Moose recently. All right, and the funny thing, Moose was going for the record recently. All right, and Moose, like honestly, Moose record was better than Troy, than Leon Slater's record, because Leon Slater, like I said, he in the 2 months of this don't count. Like it don't count. Alright, but they count me. Alright, Moose record was better, so he's passing Moose, which he was at 200 something, and then he got to pass Austin Aries, which is he's at 200 or something days. That's division champion. Alright, it's funny. Chris Sabin's not on his list. Alright, and he's won that belt 10 times. Alright, he's won that belt 10 times. So but going back to Tony D deserves to be champ. Like he does. And Sandy Little was a good show. So let me get into something else very quick that I was gonna start with. So I don't have a problem with celebrities at Mania. Like I don't. And I made a comment to the wife the other day about the little Yachty and him being there and everything, which I don't have a problem with him being there. Like I don't have a problem with him being there at all. I don't have a problem with what he did Friday. Like I don't. And I don't like the backlash he's getting because the E asked him to be there, right? Or TKO is doing this, right? I don't have a problem with him. I don't have a problem with Speed. I don't even have a problem with Jelly Roll, right? Because we have always done with celebrities in the first place. So getting mad about it doesn't help anything. And then let me make this very, very, very clear on my stand on this here. When people say, "Oh, that should be for a wrestler," let me very and then they say, "Oh, the wrestlers had that spot. They didn't have that fucking spot in the fucking first place. That spot wasn't theirs in the first place. Alright? For them to bitch about it. Alright? Alright? And we're complaining about them taking the spot from somebody like another wrestler. That wrestler didn't have that spot in the fucking that wrestler did not have that spot in the fucking first place. It is what it is. Okay? They've been dealing with celebrities since WrestleMania 2. Maybe 1. Okay? Shut the fuck up about that shit right there. Like, that shit don't even matter to me. Like, it don't. Like, the Pat shit don't really bother me. Like it don't. And I keep hearing this shit about this meme or somebody say, like, what royal family does Pat have? It wasn't about that shit. Like, all you heard, like people are so stuck on that fucking phrase that Randy Orton said, and all he did was doing was mimicking or agreeing with Cody and what he said in his song. Get the fuck over that. Get the fuck over that shit. Right? And then I gotta hear this stupid shit. Oh, it should have been Vince. Or should have been Shane. Shut the fuck up with that shit there. Whoever saying that, whoever saying that, like, ugh, ugh, come on, dog. Because if we're stuck on that phrase, right, or that one line, right, then if it was Kevin Owens, it wouldn't make sense either. Then, because at that point, it can only be a certain amount of family. It can be Ric Flair, right? It can be um, the McMahon's family, which no, right? It can be our Anderson family. I want to say our Anderson family, but I can't. I can't say that. You know why? Because our Anderson is the family. Like he yes he had and has sons in the wrestling business, but they're not doing anything. Or they didn't do anything. They tried, but they're not doing anything. Nothing compared to their daddy. Mm-mm. No, no. Alright, so it's like you have to get over this one line because it's not about that line. Like it's not. So it could have been anybody. The only way it's about a line if it's Bob Orton, right? And even if it was Bob Orton, y'all still would have bitched about it, right? So, uh, but I don't have a problem with Pat being the guy. Like I don't. And then from what I heard, he turned it down the first time they asked him. All right, and Netflix and TKO had to get involved and hold on, y'all. Okay, Netflix and TKO had to get involved and make it work, make it happen. All right, all right. But it is what it is on that though. So apparently, Hulk Hogan has uh, a documentary coming out on Netflix. I don't care. I don't. I don't. All right. That's for y'all. That ain't for me. I ain't never been a fan. So whatever they tell on they tell on this shit to make him look good. So fucking what? All right. I try to separate the person from the character as much as I can. But a racist is a racist. Plain and simple. Like I said, I ain't never been a fan. I ain't never been a fan. Period. So good for him. All right, good for him and his family. Whoever want to see that, and good for y'all. But yeah. So I came on here, and this is what I'm in with. So I came on here a couple of days ago, and it said that MJF has to say what he got to. He has to say certain things because he's with the company, right? Right now, I gotta take back some of what I said about that with him. I do, I do, because he got interviewed over the weekend, and he said he was a Triple H mark. He don't gotta say that. Oh, he don't. He don't. All right. He named his top five legends. It was Stone Cold. It was CM Punk. It was Roddy Piper. Um, it was Shawn Michaels. Who was the five? Who was the five? Let's see. And The Rock, right? And then he said that if he had six, it'd be Eddie Guerrero. I'm sorry, Steve Austin or Steve Austin or The Rock would have been out of that list for me. Eddie's one. Eddie's one. All right, it's Eddie. It's Shawn Michaels. Um, it's Chris Jericho. Uh, AJ Styles. Um, and it's Chris Benoit, but you know, we won't get into that. We won't get into that. You know, cause you know, I just say I don't. So like, I hate when people let's separate people. I, I do that with Chris Benoit all the time though. So you know, but you know, then he also said that that Tony Khan should have did a documentary on the, the Wednesday Night Wars with NXT. Now, at some point, because he brought up when TNA was beating NXT, right, and when Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Swerve and Bobby Fish, they were there in NXT, and now they work for AEW now, all right. And you know what? I can't knock him for that part. But what he's leaving out is the other shit that for a while NXT has been beating the shit out of AEW rings. Like he don't want to bring that shit up. He doesn't want to bring up the 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 time that NXT was getting their footing still, and then Triple H and then Triple H, and then Vince McMahon ripped the Band-Aid off and took over it and made it NXT 2.0. You know, and but you know, but we don't talk about that shit like the other part. You know that NXT still beats AEW in ratings half the time right now. Like we don't talk about that part. But you know, and then he talked. What else did he talk about? Oh, and this is the most important part here that he talked about, that he don't gotta say this. All right, he doesn't like the long 12 card matches that Tony Khan does. All right, he think it hurts. He thinks having all these matches hurts the main event. Now he's in the main event half the time, so you know this is why he's saying it. He said by the time they get to the main event, the crowd is tired, and you can hear a pin drop up in there. Now he didn't say it like that. He said it different. Right, like he was more vocal about it. You know, like he said that you can hear somebody fart. You know, that's what he said. Alright, so like in way, some of the stuff he didn't have to say, but he said it, and that's what makes him real. And that's not wrong. It's not. It's not. You know, he's not wrong. But listen, my opinion. My lucky number for a match on the card is 8 to 7 matches on the card. Right? I don't like the 4 matches on the card, which the Triple H is in love with, and I damn sure don't like the 12 matches on the card that Tony Khan's in love with. 8 to 7 card, 8. You know what? 6 to 7 to 8 matches on the card. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Right? Because not all of them got to be title matches. You don't. And NXT did that shit to perfection Saturday. Like they did. It did. But MJF didn't have to say that shit. Like he didn't. But he said it because he's real. You know? So I gotta take back what I said about him a couple days ago or last week. Because I definitely said that he's saying certain things because he got the belt and he with the company. All right, and he came out and outright just said some stuff that he didn't have to say. Definitely didn't have to say. I found out that Flex is hurt. He's gonna be out for some time, so that TNT belt might be coming off of him. And then private party, one of the private party members got hurt, and they just came back, though. They just came back, and one of them already hurt, so that sucks too. You know, um, that's about it. That's about it. So I'm gonna end the show with that. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. Make sure y'all watch wrestling. Make sure y'all watch E-Feds. We should have some new stuff out, hired gun included. Um, this is the hired gun podcast with the hired gun. God bless, love you. I'm out.